About 5 years ago, I did a no-buy year. Let me tell you, it was actually awesome. I managed to get by the whole 12 months without buying anything, and I want to share all my tips and tricks because if you want to have a successful year, there are certain things that you need to do to set yourself up well. I'm going to share all of those secrets right now so that you too can reap the benefits because I'm telling you, I got so many good benefits on it. I'm actually thinking about doing it again for 2025. But let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do, and this is very important, you do need to write a list in things that you are allowed to buy. People get confused about no buy years and they think like they can't buy food or something, but that's not what this is all about. You need to be able to understand the things that you're allowed to buy so that you don't like already start feeling guilty because you're like, well, I needed milk. That's okay. For me, I was allowed to buy things like milk, medicine, toilet paper, certain consumables, and I'll kind of go through my thought process around that, but definitely there are just some things that you do need to buy. That could also be vacations, obviously like rent and utilities. Think like the necessities that you need to stay alive, right? Food and shelter. In my no-buy year, I made a very specific criteria that I needed to use up all of my skincare and makeup and hair care. And let me tell you, this was actually like really interesting because I unearthed some products that I just had no idea I still had. I was going through my house trying to find like scraps of shampoo and I found it. I did not realize how much stuff I had all over my house and I just methodically used up everything. I used up all of the shampoos in the house, all of the conditioners, all of the bars of soap, all of the makeups I had. I had so many different like blushes and things. I just used them. And then at the end of the year, I had nothing left. And it was just such a nice feeling because if I wasn't doing this no-buy year, I never would have used those things. I actually probably what would have happened is I would have stored them for a few years. And then one day I just would have thrown them all away because I would have just been like, I'm never going to use these. I'm tired of looking at them. I'm certain that's what I would have done. So I really enjoyed going through this no-buy year to kind of feel like I could get through all of these things and almost force myself to use them. It was definitely like a challenge and I loved it. And that kind of brings me to my third point that makes this successful is just view this as a challenge. If you like challenges and if you're up for competition, you could even go online. I'm sure there are like competition boards and things like that about no buy years, but the whole thing of setting this up as a challenge really worked for me because I said to myself, I'm going to get through January. I'm going to get through February. And it really just like evoked this like challenge in my mind where it just made me like really want to go for it and really do it. The next tip is to stay out of certain stores. Do not go to the mall. Don't go to clothing stores. Definitely don't go to home stores. In fact, don't even go to Target for groceries because this is just temptation that's going to mess you up. I remember when I was doing my no-buy year, someone I worked with, she invited me to like this, she was like an ambassador for this clothing line and she invited me to their opening event and I was like, oh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I ended up going and I didn't buy anything, so it was okay, but it was really challenging to be in that store and see all kinds of cute things. And I'm like, well, I can't buy this. I can't have this. It's almost like when you're on a diet and you're told like, you can't have candy because you're on this diet. It only makes you want it more. So don't do that to yourself. Just stay out of those stores. Don't go there and don't give yourself the temptation because it's just going to set you back or maybe even make you fall off the wagon, which let me tell you, if you do fall off the wagon, it doesn't matter. Just fall off the wagon, get right back on and keep on going. Just because you've bought something, if you're doing this no buy year, you haven't messed the whole thing up. It does not matter. We're just going to keep on moving forward and we're going to keep on going with this no buy theme. There's no failure. Because honestly, any little bit is going to help and it's going to get you some good benefits towards your goal. So don't worry about if you mess up. So again, with temptation, the other thing that you must do is remove yourself from emails. Just unsubscribe from those marketing emails that you get. You don't want to know about the sales. You don't want to know about like the new spring line dropping. You don't want to know any of that. So just go through your emails and unsubscribe. Also, along the same lines, you're going to want to just not watch like short videos or even like YouTube videos where they have like hauls or they're recommending products. I know a lot of videos do this. I mean, there are some channels fully dedicated to like Amazon recommendations or clothing recommendations. My advice is to just steer clear of those as much as possible because, again, it's just going to be temptation. You're going to see those things and it's going to remind you of the things that you can't have, so it's better not to see it. One of the other benefits that you will find, and I found this, is that you are going to have extra time in your day. I did not realize how much time I was spending doing like errands or like returning things or shopping online even. So now you're going to have all of this free time. Trust me, it's going to be great. So you need to figure out, what are you going to do with that free time? Are you going to maybe do some self-improvement, maybe read some books that you've been putting off? Maybe you're going to do some decluttering, in which case at the end of this video, I will link some decluttering videos to help you if that's what you want to do. But you're going to have all of this time and you're going to be able to figure out how you want to use it. But you definitely want to figure out how to use it because you want to fill your time with other things and just make sure that you're not like dwelling on the fact that you can't buy anything. If you are looking to fill your time with reading, what I would recommend is you can actually like get some digital books and just do that as a way to spend your time. That way you're not thinking like you need to buy a paper book or go out there and buy some, different things to fill your time. If you've got a hobby or whatever, you can just simply download it to your Kindle, download it to your phone, and read books online. So listen, those are my tips for a no-buy year. If you are looking to do one, you can do it. I'm telling you, it was one of the best things I did. Somehow, it completely rewired my brain. I used to be a very impulsive buyer. I would go to the store and I would see something that I wanted and I would just say, well, I'm just going to buy this. I'm sure I could use it. I'm sure I have a need for this. And I never did. It was just so impulsive and there was no reason. What the no-buy year did for me is it really helped me to delay gratification. I know that as a society, we're all looking for that instant gratification, instant happiness, a little pick-me-up when we go shopping. And the no-buy year really taught me I did not need that. It taught me that I could wait, I could delay that gratification, and I actually liked it. It also enabled me to use up all of the stuff around my house that I ordinarily might have just thrown away. And really viewing that as a challenge and a challenge to like use it and step up and use all of these things, I really felt good about it because we also need to think about the environment as well. And there's a lot of things that we're just throwing into the landfill. We're not really thinking about like, where's it coming? Where's it going? Where does it go if I don't use it? And so making myself use up these consumable and other items around the house, I felt good about that. Also, financial freedom. If you are looking to save some money, this is the perfect way to do it. So when I did this no-buy year, I had so much extra money from not spending it on useless things. Gosh, it's making me want to do this no-buy year right now. But anyway, I had all of this extra money. It really helps to save money and realize too, like how much money you're actually wasting. Like you are simply wasting money when you're out there buying things that you think that you don't need and that they're just going to become clutter in like a few years. So really think about it as a way to save money and prevent useless spending. You work hard for your money. There's no need to like blow it on like a new set of whatever that you don't actually need. And the last thing that the no-buy year taught me is that I don't need things to be happy. I honestly had a great year the year that I did it. I don't remember being sad at all that I couldn't buy something. It didn't affect me in any way. And it just solidified in my mind that it's not the things that we own that makes us happy. It's the experiences, it's the people in our life, it's how we choose to live our life. It's not the stuff. Okay, I'm wishing you the best of luck if you are gonna go for a no-buy year. I'm telling you, it's a great practice. I highly recommend you try it if you're thinking about it. And I think if you implement some of these tips I shared today, you're gonna be totally set up for success. You got this. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm gonna link those decluttering videos I mentioned. Click on them. I'll see you over there. Bye-bye.